Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and you are looking at Winterberg Encounter and an AMX 13F3, the Tier 6 French SPG, and this one's being driven by Majarne. And let's have a look and see what they're going to do next. It looks like they're aiming at the other end of the map. We're seeing some trees fall down, some buildings being destroyed. Yep, so there's vehicles passing through that area. That we do know. There's a tank, but it's on the corner, and it's now Arty safe for the time being. Okay, there's some vehicles up in the village. Okay, there's an STRV down there as well. Right, Type 64 should make a solid bang. But we don't see what happens to the shell with that one. It didn't appear to hit the target. And it looks like he got some reticule bloom, so maybe somebody nudged him just as he fired. Okay, VK3001P, and it's taken out by the GW Panther before Majarne can fire. Okay, it's loaded. There's 87, but it meets to go through the corner, but just as it's about to go through the corner, it gets taken out. Almost reloaded, and he shoots again, and he gets another splash. But the worry now is that the village has all but fallen, and there's not much between Majarne and the enemy force that's up in the village. In fact, it looks like he's going to have to move, and move quick, to get away, otherwise they're going to be vulnerable. There are some tanks just to the east of him, and they are doing their best to try and hold this force off. At least that T-71 went down. There's a T-34 85, and he gets a good splash into that. 129 and 2 critical hits, and it's been taken out, so he picks up some stun assist there. Okay, I think they may have blunted the enemy attacking force. But it looks like there's a big fight going on in the city. Anyway, he's focusing on trying to get this Thunderbolt. And it's suffered a hit from his platoon mate. Right, tree fell down, so that's probably indicates that something's on the way. His platoon mate's in a 5916. There he is. Okay, he might be able to take out that IKV. Or maybe Majarne can. Rounds out. Gets a splash. That's a good splash. 206 and 4 critical hits. So that IKV is limping away, wounded. And the 5916 is putting shots into him. Right, he needs to be careful now, that 5916. That IKV could do a lot of damage. And he knows where he is. Obviously he can see the markers. He's got a proximity warning, he knows. And of course the enemy is now capping in the city. Got rid of the IKV. But the big problem now is that the enemy has full control of the town and the cap. They've only got one in the cap, but it does mean that they're going to have to relocate because the enemy's on his way up this way, and the GW Panther is following Majarne. They're heading east as far as they can, get behind that little ridge line on the eastern side of the map, behind the road. And from there they should be able to shoot down on anybody who's coming up from the town. Right, I think what he's trying to do here is he's trying to act so he can shoot at the STRV and the tanks coming up from the town, but he also appears to want to shoot on the city directly. So he's trying to get an angle so he can actually shoot in. Okay, he's lined up a shot on the STRV. Lovely shot there. 156 hit points, takes him out, but unfortunately the GW Panther was spotted and has been stunned by the enemy Arty. And that's unfortunate. Just as he pulled back, blocked Majarne's way. So Majarne's turned round and is going the opposite way. The thing about the AMX 13F3 is it's very, very low profile. In fact, the vehicle actually can only carry 2 members of the crew, the driver and the commander, and they have to sit on one side of the vehicle. The engine's on the other side. They're actually sitting on the left side of the vehicle, whilst the engine's on the right side of the vehicle. Okay, they've decided to go down the far end, and the GW Panther's been taken out. That means there's only 2 tanks left alive. The 5916, which is Majarne's platoon mate, and he's in the city, spotting for Majarne and trying to take shots at the enemy. But he is basically cornered at the moment. No, he's making his way out as quickly as he can, but he's being chased. There's an M44 behind him. He's trying to get away. And the M44 has been taken out, so it looks like the 5916 was able to get some return shots into that M44, but he's coming up against the KV2 now. And somebody's still in the cap, gone back to the cap, and the 5916's gone out. He's fallen, he's been taken out by the KV2. So that means now there's 2 heavies, a tank destroyer and a Arty. And the Arty's a Lorraine 15550. And it looks like Majarne is headed towards the cap to try and get a reset. The enemy Arty is behind him. Okay, is he going to try and do a shotgun, or is he going to aim? Looks like he's going to do a shotgun, manual aim. And both of them miss. Right, this is going to be awkward because now it's going to be a turning battle whilst both of them reload. And I think the Lorraine actually does have the better reload time. Obviously, it's also got a better turning circle because it's got faster speed. But by backing up, Majarne is actually forcing the Lorraine to go at the same speed or less speed than him, which means he can outturn. He's almost loaded, and he shotguns the Lorraine in the side. That was very clever. He knew he couldn't beat them in a straightforward turn, and there's the AT7 behind him, and he's being fired upon. And there's the KV2 and the Black Prince, and the KV2 misses, so does the Black Prince with the first shot, and he's been hit by the Black Prince. He's 3/4 of the way through his load cycle, almost reloaded. The KV2's looking to shoot, but I think he's got a longer reload cycle than the AMX now. And he shotguns them through the window. Incredible shot. Now, is he going to take on the AT7? Now that AT7 is going to be a difficult nut to crack. It's going to take more than one shot to kill him. So a shotgun is probably out the question. If he could get behind the AT7, that would be a good idea. Because then he can derp him, track him, and then run away before the AT7 can turn to face him. So I think what Majarne's trying to do now is to relocate, force the AT7 to come to the cap, and once the AT7's in the cap, to attack him whilst he's sitting here. in the open. But this might be a bit difficult because he could hug any of the corners, and there's a shot came in there from the 87, so the 87 can definitely see him. And that's the problem. The AMX view range, will he be able to get close enough to see the 87 without the 87 turning and derping him? We know that the 87 will know where majarne's gone in terms of which direction he's gone, but he can't tell where majarne is going to reappear. And obviously it could be any one of 4 different directions that he could come in. In fact, 5 different directions if you think about it, because there's 2 roads leading off to the north, there's 2 roads leading off to the south, and of course there's the one straight down the centre, which is what majarne's looking at right now. And he can't see the 87, which tends to indicate that it's behind one of the buildings. It's not behind the monument. Conventional thinking, I mean, he's fired where he thought the 87 is, but I doubt if the 87 is there. I think the 87 is right up against the building in F2. The view range of an AMX 13 F3 is only 270 meters, and the distance from E6 to F2 is far more than that. Far more. Almost 3 times that distance. Well, 2 times that distance. So there's no way he's going to be able to look that far. He has to get a lot closer. And it's going to be difficult to sneak up on the 87 without being proximity detected. He might be able to do a drive-by, watch where the 87 is, and then disappear. Yeah, he spotted him. And so the 87 knows where he is, but he's obviously going to be expecting him to come around this corner. He's waiting for the proximity detection to go, and he has. So he's now unsighted. The 87 is expecting him to pop around that corner any second. He's still capping. It's going to be a hasty shotgun and then disappear. You can see he's going to be firing over those wrecks, or close to them, and he fires a round in, but he misses. Now he's got a long reload. This is going to be awkward. He'll only get one more chance to reset after this. Of course, the 87 is expecting him to come around that corner. Can he do it? He could do it from here. Oh, he misses! Oh, and he's taken out by the 87. Oh, that's sad. Oh, if only. And that was a sad result. Okay, let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's a 3rd class tanker for majarne in the AMX 13 F3 AM. He also picked up a bruiser medal for scoring at least 5 critical hits, module damages, or crew incapacitations. He got a fighter badge because he managed to kill 4 of the enemy. And of course he got that Bombardier for taking out the Black Prince and the KV-2 with just 1 shot through the window. So well done indeed, majarne. Nice on getting those rewards, but unfortunately at the last minute you fell short. It might have been easier to take a shot from slightly further away after you knew which corner the 87 was on, but from behind the wreckage. And that way, because there was a wreckage of a TD in the road, and if you've gone the long way around the houses and come round the church, you would have had that wreckage between you and the enemy. And then you could have shot over the top of the wreckage and possibly reset the cap. But it wasn't meant to be on this occasion. The only alternative would have been to do a drive-by, to actually come around the corner really fast, because the one thing that the AMX 13F3 does have is speed. And if you come around the corner a little faster, done a drive-by shot on the 87, you could have been out of there before he could have turned to face you. But again, that did not work. Or it might have worked, but that's not what you picked. If we look at the team score, we can see that he came second on damage with 1,309 hit points. He came top on kills with 4, and he came top when it came to base XP at 565 experience points. He fired 12 rounds, got 2 direct hits, 2 penetrations, 6 splash, damage of 1,309 hit points, of which 699 was at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits, 2 penetration, 1 from the Black Prince and 1 from the 87. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, that was the Lorraine. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 4 of them, and he did stun assistance damage of 251 hit points and caused 4 stuns. On a premium account, earned 28,964 credits, but after deductions for repair and for the ammunition resupply, took away 15,269 credits, earned the base XP on a premium account of 848 experience points, and also got 25 experience points for playing in a platoon, so he took away 873 experience points in total. So nice try there, Majarne. I do like that shotgun through the window. That must have really put the wind up the enemy team when all of a sudden they realised that it was a 1 versus 1 instead of a 1 versus 4. But unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be on this occasion. So keep trying, and I'm sure you'll get it next time. If you enjoyed this replay, please do give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully I will see you in the next replay.